This year, I am not making any New Year's resolutions, and I'm going to go into why and why you probably shouldn't make them either. If you're new here, my name is Athena Gardner. I am a CPA and founder of WeWealth Women, where I teach women how to elevate in wealth, wisdom, and womanhood through self-actualization and personal development. And in this video, I wanted to focus on New Year's resolutions, why I decided not to make them this year, and share my thoughts on why you possibly should consider not making them either. So if you are interested in learning more about that, please stay tuned. All right. So the first thing I wanted to focus on more this year was to be more intentional. Be more intentional with the things that I'm doing, my time, all of that. And the reason why I did not want to make that a New Year's resolution is because most of us don't keep them anyway, right? Most of us are not keeping New Year's resolutions. We're attaching it to a trend. It's January. Everyone's doing New Year, New You, all these other things. And I didn't want to rush into what I was going to decide to do for myself. I was on vacation. I was on a cruise. I got sick. I was on vacation and I thought maybe on some downtime during that time, I would, strategically plan 2025 and do all these things. But then I didn't want to force it. There was something about the energy. I just didn't want to rush into having to do that to catch this New Year's wave. Like even certain things I'm planning on coming out for WeWealth Women, a membership and all of that. I wanted to have that done to catch that wave. And I realized, you know what? It's not about necessarily starting in January or catching that wave. It's more so me being more intentional and taking the time to really be still, taking the time to self reflect, taking the time to introspect, taking the time to really be certain with what it is I want to do. And I think that sometimes when we make these resolutions, it sounds nice and maybe it is things that we want or need to change. But I think because we're focusing so much so on the time of the year or the trend of everyone else doing it, that sometimes the purpose and meaning behind it, which is really to make impactful change in your life, gets lost in the sauce. So I decided, you know what, I'm just not going to hold myself into a time frame or a trend or anything. And like I said, focus on being more intentional and really getting acquainted with myself and what it is I'm trying to do. The second reason I'm not making any New Year's resolutions is because I want to commit to decisions and not necessarily goals. And I know this is contrary to a lot of things that we learn in school. We learn SMART goals, we learn all of these things, right? But what I realize is that sometimes we create goals and where the commitment is lacking. And the commitment is lacking because we haven't really dived into the deeper reasons, the mental reasons, the emotional reasons, the spiritual reasons, and understanding, why do I really want to do this? What is this really going to do for me? Is this really going to propel me forward? Oftentimes, we try to logic our way through things. And while logic does have its place, right? I'm not saying that it doesn't have its place. Logic does has its place. But when it comes to committing to life changes and decisions, your emotions, your spirituality, your mental capacity for things often needs to be in place. And I decided I was just going to commit to the decision. So, what are the decisions that I need to make and commit myself to and create a why, my emotional why, the thing that is going to be driving this, driving my behavior, my motivations, my actions to see this through versus me just making an arbitrary goal, even if it's a goal that is supposed to be great for me or something that I should be trying to work on and do, just really making sure that I have my main motivation and motivational factors, which for me are very emotional and spiritual based, behind it. And I feel like a lot of us already intuitively understand the things that we need to do, understand the changes that need to happen to make our life better, to make these changes. But oftentimes we fall short. We fall short of committing to those goals. But I framed it in a way that instead of committing to a goal, if I commit to a decision, if I make a decision that things need to be this certain way, or I need to act in this certain way, this is how it needs to be for me, then that is more concrete and I can get my emotions and energy behind that. This year I definitely have some health related goals that I'm trying to hit, but it's not from a vanity perspective. It's more so from a I made a decision that, you know what, for the longevity of my life, I need to do certain things, right? And oftentimes, like I said, we already know the things that we need to do. We just need to do it. We don't need a guru. You don't even need me telling you what to do. You already know the things that you need to do. We just need to commit to actually doing it and really try to combat laziness, laziness, apathy, all kind of things that are stopping us from really touching that goal. The third reason why I'm not making any New Year's resolutions is because I want to detach from the crowd. I want to do my own thing. I want to reclaim my time, my energy, my spirit. So, detaching from the crowd, what was so peaceful about my vacation? I was on a cruise, and even though I had internet access, I didn't really stay on my phone a lot. I was able to be in the moment. I was able to enjoy. And coming back home, back into the noise, back into the sauce, from the nature. Some of you guys know me from Fly Nubian, Money, and that panel. I have to stay to some extent plugged in into current events because we talk about current events on that show. But what is nice is, and what I've been taking more time to do is just really, and I was feeling that push to do this before I went on vacation, and I think it just solidified it, is to limit my social media, detach from the crowd, detach from society, detach from all the nonsense that's going on. While I was away, what, Tesla trucks blowing up and terrorist attacks, or New Orleans, and even right now things are burning down and the sky is falling. And this is going to sound so bad, but I just kind of want to be blissfully unaware of everything that is going on in the world. I want to curate what I pay attention to. Consuming media sometimes brings on these stress subconsciously that, we already have so much going on. And do we have the mental, emotional capacity to take on all of this news that is not positive from the, most of it is just not positive, right? And I feel like detaching from the crowd, detaching from social media, not only gives me my time back, right? It's time to focus on myself, but it creates like this tunnel vision I can do to really solidify some of the things that I want to accomplish this year, and to commit to those decisions and just really focus on developing me. Because what I also realize is we're kind of like voyeurs looking into other people's lives on social media and critiquing those lives or being jealous of those lives, or whatever we're doing, right? I don't want to be so emotionally wrapped up in what other people have going on. And I think the negative aspects, because there are definitely positives to social media, right? You can grow your business, you can display what you're doing, you can have people get involved with you. But the negative aspects of social media is also, comparing other people's lives, you being emotionally having these parasocial relationships with people you don't really know. And the science behind it also shows it negatively impacts self-esteem and all these things. And I just want to really hone in on who I am, what I'm trying to do, and really push myself forward. Because once you are watching other people do and live their lives, meaning that, and so to some extent, that takes away time for you to do and live your life and to push your things forward. So detaching from the crowd so I can like just emotionally regulate, spiritual and mentally regulate myself, focus on things that I have to do as a human being, and focus more on my own personal development, self-actualization, which I think that you all should do as well, focusing on your own growth, your own self-actualization, the things that you need to do, is definitely something that I really think that should be positive to this year. And if you are a woman who is definitely focused on that, I encourage you to check out my Wealthy Woman Shift program that is on my website, that is at WeWealthWomen.com. I definitely feel like that 3 day workshop was very good into getting from a mindset shift, how to really focus on yourself as a woman and to really get the things that you want, abundant mindset, how to properly, approach relationships, things of that nature, things that are really going to advance you in life. Very good for your own self actualization and also your own personal development. If you're interested in that, you can find that on my website, wewealthwoman.com. But yes, so those are the reasons why I am not focused on making New Year's resolutions, because I definitely want to focus on being more intentional, to committing to my own decisions and not really have the pressure of a goal, and to just detach from the crowd on what everyone is doing. Hopefully, you got some really good advice from this, and you can consider what are the things that the decisions you need to make in life. Because I feel like once you make a decision and you're solid on that, that means to cut away. That means you're not going back. That means this is your what you're moving forward with. And I'd rather see myself doing that than to rush myself into being with the crowd and making all these arbitrary goals that most of us don't keep anyway. So that's my 2 cents on that. If you like what I had to say, please like and subscribe on the channel and comment down below. Are you making New Year's resolutions? And if so, what are they? Or are you going to be like me and just commit to a decision? My name is Athena Gardner. I am a CPA and founder of WeWealth Women. You can find all that I have to do at wewealthwomen.com or at WeWealth Women on social media. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.